couple weeks ago on June 27, 2023, the Pittsburgh Pirates debuted the final CityConnect uniform for the 2023 season. All right, guys, with that said, we now have a total of 20 teams with CityConnect uniforms. I'm the Jersey Jaguar, and in today's video, I'm going to rank each of these city uniforms from worst to best. I'm going to have it broken up into a couple different groups. If you don't see your team towards the top of the list, that doesn't mean I don't necessarily like your team. It just means I don't like, or I do like, their CityConnect uniform. With that said, let's get to it.
Nothing but garbage.
All right, and at dead last, at number 20, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers. Guys, the sky was the limit with what they could have done with Los Angeles. Now, what they did do is they based this one off Fernando Valenzuela and his 40th anniversary, as well as the Latin community. So the idea is actually really cool, and I like the idea a lot. However, they were just extremely lazy with it and didn't capitalize off it. You ended up getting a boring uniform that looks almost exactly from uniforms that we've seen in the past. All right, and at number 19, we don't have that much better of a uniform. That is the San Francisco Giants. So they have some gradation based off the fog of the bay, and they also have some iterations of the Golden Gate Bridge. Overall, great idea. However, this jersey is just boring and aesthetically not appealing. They need something better to pull them up from number 19. So with number 18, we got the Boston Red Sox. Guys, the idea is absolutely awesome. It's based off the Boston Marathon and Patriot Day. So really cool idea. However, the final product is freaking terrible. Cool, I know you're using specific colors with yellow and blue. That's fine, those are great colors, but the way you did it just looks bad. Guys, the only thing that kind of saves this jersey is that nice font on the back, but besides that, they should have done a way better job designing this uniform. So Baltimore comes through at number 17. Now Baltimore had it going, but they dropped it. So the uniform's based off of the mosaics throughout the city. And guys, you can see the mosaics, not on the jersey, but on the inside of the jersey, on the inside hem of the trim of the sleeves. If they just would put on the outside, it still wouldn't have been a knockout of the park, but it definitely would have raised it a couple spots. Baltimore, you tried, but you failed.
These need work.
All right, so let's get to the uniforms that need work. Leading it off is going to be the Chicago Cubs. Now, this is based off the Wrigleyville area of the city, guys. The stadium's in Wrigleyville. The Cubs built up Wrigleyville specifically for the stadium and home games. On the front, we got the arc that says Wrigleyville, and that arc font comes from the front of the stadium on a big sign. Besides that, guys, the uniform is actually really boring. Navy on navy could work, but in this case, it doesn't. I think the Cubs should have stuck to royal and red, and this actually would have been a semi-decent uniform, but at the end of the day, it needs work. All right, so at number 15, we got the Kansas City Royals. Why this needs work is that it needs a color swap. Yes, I understand that they use the navy as a segue from different teams throughout Kansas City's history, and a lot of different aspects are based off fountains throughout the city, so that's cool, but the overall design is kind of boring. I do like the huge trim on the sleeves. Overall, not bad. They just need a color swap or something different here and there. All right, so for 14, we got the Cincinnati Reds, and everything about this uniform is based for the future. That's why it kind of has a different look to it. It's based off the rosters finally coming up. It's based off the cities changing, guys, so that's cool. However, for me, it could have used just a hair bit more red throughout it and maybe make that red a little bit standing out more. But besides that, not bad, not the best though. All right, so the Pittsburgh Pirates come through at number 13. Overall, I do like this uniform. I love the gold, I love the black, and on the batting helmet, it fades from black to gold, so that's really cool. The only thing that kills it is the PGH on the front. Guys, teams almost never look good with the abbreviations. Teams in all sports need to stop doing it. This is definitely the case. If they would have had Steel City or Pittsburgh, or maybe a silhouette of a bridge, or maybe a blacked out, shadowed out Pirates face on the front or something, this uniform actually would have been pulled up a few notches, guys, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
These are good.
All right, so next up, we're going to have the These Are Good uniforms category. All right, guys, and starting it off is going to be the Atlanta Braves at number 12. Now, I love that they based this off Hank Aaron and his historic run for breaking the home run record. However, these are really strongly and directly based off those, so they look extremely similar to those uniforms that he wore. Cool idea, but we've seen it then, and then we've seen it at Turn Back the Clock games since then a bunch of times. So I love how it says the A on the front for the city's moniker, and there's some other aspects that are cool, but I would have changed the main color to red and had blue sleeves. Guys, just because we've seen white, we've seen gray, and we've seen blue on this uniform, we never seen red, so that would have been a cool and fresh touch. All right, so next at 11 are the Milwaukee Brewers, and these are actually a pretty fun uniform. I like them. It has a lot of different aspects from the city, like the colors are based off the people's flag of Milwaukee, and I like how it has a grill patch on the sleeve, which is a baseball that looks like a grill, to show tailgating from the stadium and different grilling events down at Lake Michigan. So overall, not a bad uniform. They look cool and they're fun. So dead straight in the middle, we got the Seattle Mariners. These look great. However, I would have liked to see more city aspect to it. The uniforms are directly based off of the teams and baseball history in the city. So I guess it does somewhat correlate to the city. However, just not enough, especially being in the Pacific Northwest. You could have done countless and cool things with it. Overall, though, the look isn't bad at all. I just would have liked to see more city aspect to it. But at number 10, definitely not a bad uniform. And for number 9, I'm probably going to get a lot of heat on this one, as I know you guys probably had this team a lot lower. Maybe some of you have it higher, but for me, number 9 is fair. That is the San Diego Padres. I love that they based the uniform off a really brilliant idea, and that's the people that go between San Diego and Tijuana on vacation, on work, whatever it is. It's a great idea. So what it was, they combined Californian culture with Hispanic culture. They got these awesome colors and awesome uniform, guys. There's nothing else like it. I think though if they would have added some dark aspects to it, maybe some black accents here and there, it would have made the jersey vibrancy pop a little bit more. But besides that, guys, excellent uniform. I actually like these. So at number 8, we have another really, really cool concept, and that's the Texas Rangers, guys. So what it is, they took the ideas from the rivalry between the Dallas Eagles and the Fort Worth Panthers and combining them together. And that's how we have this mythological creature on the sleeve that's actually an eagle mixed with a panther. Guys, I love how this has a true vintage Texas feel and look to it between the font and everything else on there. I think if they would have had some piping on the collar and on the trim, that would have done a little bit better. But besides that, guys, excellent uniform. I know a lot of you don't like the dark colored pants, but in this case, I like it.
These are excellent.
All right, so the next group, 7 through 4, are going to be excellent uniforms. These are very well done. Leading that off is the Houston Astros. Yes, I'm sure probably you guys have them higher than number 7. For me, they could have been higher than number 7, but the checkered pattern on the sleeves drops them down a little bit. I know what it's for, but guys, I think it would have been better without it. Or instead of checkered pattern, maybe put like star constellations on there. I think that would have been cool. Uniforms based off Space City, hence Space City on the front, and NASA. Excellent job with the gradation on the numbers and on the trim, bringing it ties back to the Tequila Sunrise days. And I love the navy on navy. In this case, it really, really works. All right, so at number 6, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks, and it's based all on the desert out there, obviously with the sand color uniforms. I love how it only has a couple tones to it. And guys, I love that how the flag on the sleeve still follows those same tones and colors. I love serpientes on the front and that skinny slant that goes through it. I really like these guys. I think these are a sleeper uniform. Definitely wouldn't mind one in my collection at some point. All right, so speaking of sleeper, we probably got the biggest sleeper uniform in the whole 20, if you ask me, and that is the Angels uniform. Guys, it's based directly on Southern California beach culture. They did just that. Just how like the old surfboards used to have a stripe going down, like they got a stripe just on one sleeve. I like the font. I love everything about this uniform. Guys, I really like it, and I really hope to get one at some point in my collection. All right, and at number 4, we have the vibrant Miami Marlins uniform, guys. Red uniforms, white stripes, white pants, sky blue details. This is absolutely beautiful. It's based off the Sugar Kings Cuban team, being that there is a lot of Cuban influence in Miami, and these uniforms do that justice. Now, the original Sugar Kings uniforms were white with red stripes. They reversed that for the red with white stripes, giving this a true vibrant Miami look and feel.
The top 3.
All right, and we got the final group. These are the elite. These are the top 3, the best of the best. If you have any of these 3 in any order, I'm not going to argue with you. With that said, at number 3, I have my hometown team, the Chicago White Sox. These jerseys and uniforms are freaking awesome. On field, when they're playing, the all dark combination with the hat looks absolutely awesome. Guys, they say Southside on the front. They're known as the Southside jerseys, being that the stadium is located on the south side of the city of Chicago. and then it does have a cool hip-hop gothic font, as they say when they describe these jerseys. Also too, the dark and the gray comes from the buildings within the city of Chicago. Excellent job. If I could have done something different, I would have added the Chicago stars somewhere in the jersey to really make it pop and to give a true and ultimate Chicago feel to it. But besides that, at number 3, it's fair. And honestly, with these pinstripe uniforms, I haven't seen them on any of the rankings under the top 3, if not the first top 2. And at a very well-deserved number 2, we have the Colorado Rockies. Obviously, you can see what this is based off. We got the Rocky Mountains on the front. We have this really unique shade of green along with green pants. They look cool on the field. Guys, there's a lot of aspects from the Colorado license plates on there. And then we also do have hints of purple to keep true to their natural colors for the Colorado Rockies. Excellent choice at number 2. I really like these. And that leaves us with the best of the best at number 1. Guys, easy choice for me, Washington Nationals. It's based off the cherry blossoms in Washington, D.C., so great idea. And they perfected this uniform. This is probably one of the only, if not the only times where I've seen a team abbreviation looks good on the front of the jersey. They did that justice. The hat is absolutely beautiful. Top 3 hat for the whole collection, if not the best hat. I love how the gray goes great with the pink, guys. These stand out. They're iconic. They tie to the city. Easy number 1 for me. I want to get one at some point. Washington Nationals. All right, and that is how I ranked all 20 City Connect uniforms. Guys, I would love to see your rankings in the comments. Please show me the differences. Also, if you like this video, I would appreciate a like and subscribe to help grow the channel. With that said, I'll see you at the next one.